Oh yeah, welcome to How Can She Snap? This is the Marvel Snap podcast dedicated to the filthiest of casuals. I'm the kid, one half of the Super Snap Bros, here with my brother from the same mother, Mr.
No Big Dealio.
No Big Dealio's here, baby. He's here. We got a very special guest with us, joining us today. He is member of Pursuit Gaming. We're going through all the Pursuit Gaming boys. He's an avid streamer, content creator, prominent YouTuber. He's awesome. He's the Pirate King himself. We have Mr. TUCCRR here. Welcome, Tucker, to the pod. Tell the people where they can find you, man.
Hey, yo. I want to say first and foremost, thank you guys so much for having me. The energy here is absolutely ecstatic, and I love it. These are great freaking people, by the way. But yeah, name's Tucker. Call me Tuck, whichever you like. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all under the same handle, Tucker, TUCCRR.
Yeah, love it, man. Hey, thanks so much for joining us. We're excited to have you. Love your energy, man. Your energy is also awesome as well. So that's one thing. Like, I think we have someone that can match our energy, which is going to be kind of fun. So
Be lit.
Yeah, we got a pretty good episode for everyone today. We're going to go over the new card, War Machine, taking the meta by storm. Kind of. Was he overhyped? Who knows? We'll talk about it. Yeah, we're gonna go over some of the random buffs they did to next month's card. It's gonna be ridiculous. And then we're gonna go talk about some of the May cards, which seem pretty damn interesting. And maybe at the end we go over a little game that Tucker doesn't know about yet. Let's get it. No big deal. Tucker, how the heck are you guys today, man?
Ahoy, Tucker. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic.
Yes, that's a good part. Let's go. That's great.
How you been, man? How you feeling? How you like the meta this week?
I'd say it's very interesting the way War Machine definitely I think was overhyped, but I don't think it's a bad card by any means, like opposed to like how overhyped Grandmaster was, and then you're like, But it's like interesting. You're seeing people play cards and decks that literally never played with each other before. And it's like, oh, we're putting a new 4-drop in the game. Zabu's not going to really do anything with it, right? And then it's literally the Zabu decks are just crazier now.
Yeah.
It seems like a cool card. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm being a bad content person now. I haven't bought the last two cards. I think I have a Phoenix Force problem. I keep playing the same deck over and over. I can't put it down. It's such a fun deck. I haven't, I will buy War Machine eventually because it's a really fun card. It looks like a really fun card anyway. No big deal's been sending me screenshots all week, so no big deal. What do you think, bro? What are you saying?
Well, I mean, first of all, this is the Filthy Casual podcast, all right? If you don't want to buy a card, if it's not fun, don't fucking buy it. Like, have fun, play the game. You want to play Phoenix Force for 3 months, kid? Play Phoenix Force for 3 months. I do not care. I think you should just play whatever you think is fun. And I think this War Machine card is pretty fun. Is it like meta breaking, card? Probably not. Is it like really good? I mean, probably not, but I do think it makes Black Knight better for sure. I think I can say that. Like the Black Knight list feels really good. I've been climbing with it in like a little below 1K infinite zone there, but I did lose an infinite ticket with it, unfortunately. But what can you do? Win some, you lose some. But yeah, I mean, it feels like pretty good, and I think the effect is just like really fun and unique, and just like an awesome card design, honestly. And if the card ever is underpowered, I mean, they can just move him up to a 4/7, and then it'll be good. So it's not like a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think he's underpowered? I mean, he's got a pretty cool effect.
I don't think. I'm just saying, if it's ever a thing where nobody plays the card, but everybody bought it, and the whole community, people, Twitter gets salty. I don't know. I think he's fine the way he is personally. But, it's a very easy fix on this card. You just adjust the power, and that will fix the card. If it's OP, you move it to a 4/5. If it's not good enough, 4/7, easy peasy.
Yeah. What do you think about some of the combos, like Ebony Maw, Infinite? Have those been panning out the way you thought? Because that was like the most hype. Was like, oh my god, we could play Ebony Maw, we could play a 6/20, on turn 6.
Cards that I think are really sneaky with this card, because we know the Maw and the Infinite are almost like auto include with him. That's like the package. That's like you have the card Annihilus and you put Hood and Sentry with him. That's like Infinite and Ebony Maw with War Machine. It's like the same thing. I'm finding Hope Summers and Call Obsidian specifically are quite good. Like if you put Call Obsidian in your deck, you only need 1 or 2 1-drops and the Call, because you could just War Machine and then Call anywhere you want. You know, it doesn't have to be a 1-drop in the lane. So I find that's pretty cool. And then naturally, that's a 4. Zabu likes 4s. Zabu's still a thing. You know, Zabu still exists in the game. So, you know, that's like a very like natural synergy that I didn't really like realize before the card came out. And I mean, if you play a card on Hope, or you play a War Machine on Hope on turn 5, then you play Infinite and Ebony Maw both on turn 6. So like that's kind of nice. Is that an automatic win condition? No, but if you play it in like a Black Knight kind of deck, then that's just like an alternate play line on it, and it's 27 power on turn 6 spread out across the board. So that's like a pretty good for an alternate play line, you know. So it's pretty good, and obviously this card like shines in the face of bad locations, in my opinion. Like that's where I was having the most fun with it. Just horseshit locations will pop up, and you could do some really nasty things with this card.
That's great. Tucker, what do you think, man? What do you think? Are you having fun with this card this week?
I'm having fun with it for sure. I think it was like I was saying, I think it was an overhyped card, but I think when you land your combos, it feels so nice. I think the animation is really cool too, like the way it animates the whole board.
Yeah.
I've been using this card with Goose, and I've been having a lot of fun tucking big cards behind Goose in like a high Evo package. High Evo is just like my jam right now, so I'm just been playing a lot of that. But I definitely agree that Black Knight needed another card because of how combo intensive it was. Of course, there was the Hella package, but like when you're thinking Black Knight Hella package, Black Knight's kind of on the back seat and Hella just takes over. Mm-hmm. Whereas like with the Black Knight package, you're like, okay, I haven't discarded anything, but I can War Machine, get my Infinite down, and I think just it puts into perspective how good our Season Pass card is. Just with all the ramp you're doing overall with War Machine and like just all this other stuff. Like Hope Summers carries so many decks, but we think it's some of this other stuff. Just ramp and power creep is just huge right now, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. And it doesn't, like I agree with both of you guys. It doesn't seem like, you know, even though I haven't been playing it, I've been, you know, ingesting all the War Machine content there is. It seems like just the effect itself is really cool. And I think it's just an effect you kind of want to have as a card in your collection at, you know, because at some point, if they release some broken lockdown cards or something like that, or some weird locations, like this card's going to be good. You know, I feel like this effect is too good to like, you know, even though it's not an overpowering meta, you know, breaking effect kind of thing right now, I feel like it could be in the future. And it's just like always a nice, like, it's just a really cool effect. It's a really, really cool effect. I think he's going to be a card that's going to be peppered in decks here and there, you know, in the future as well. You know,
Oh, sorry, kid.
No, that's it.
Yeah, you're good. I think a couple things you guys said are really interesting there. To like, first of all, on Tucker's point, you know, when Zuns made this like Black Knight list and went to rank 1 and was like the best player in the world, this like genius 15-year-old kid just went with this crazy Black Knight list. A lot of it was on the back of he had Zabu and Sarah in the same deck, and nobody was playing Mobius. Literally nobody's playing no Mobius, and this guy just had a bunch of 2-power 4-drops, just shitting them out on the last turn, just annihilating you with them, you know? And like, it was just an absolutely genius concept that this kid came up with, right? And like, shout out to him for coming up with that. But now a lot of people are playing Mobius. Thanos decks are all playing like Mobius for the most part. And so this card, Hope Summers, is like pretty crazy in Black Knight. Like, I didn't like realize I haven't played Black Knight since the Zuns list, you know, a couple months ago, but man, this Hope Summers card like really pops off and does not care about Mobius, right? It just gives you an extra power. So the play lines are really interesting. I mean, like a lot of time, just like a turn 5 Magneto will just win you the game. Like, because on 6, the board's a little bit too clogged sometimes, you know? You need a little bit of space for Magneto to kind of do his thing. And you could do that with Ghost Rider already, but they see that coming. And so I think the Hope Summers in Black Knight is like something I didn't like even realize was a thing. Maybe it's been a thing, but I haven't been in the Black Knight streets in the last month, so I don't know. But I've been on these streets, you know. But you know, I just popped back in, you know. I stopped in, but so yeah, that's a good point to Hope Summers that you were making, Tucker and Kid. I don't know if it's like definitely going to be good because of its effect, right? Because to Tucker's point, pre-pod, we could all say that about Grandmaster too, right? Because it's like, oh, this effect's so good, like it's just got to be good eventually, right? Like it's got it. Mm-hmm. You're cloning a card for 2 costs, like, you know, Ravonna, it's a 1 cost. Like, like repeating army. It's OP, right? It hasn't materialized yet. War Machine, I'm not convinced that it's like too good. I think that one thing holding it back is that it's delayed for a turn. Like, so it's like extremely telegraphed, right? Like you play the War Machine, they have a whole ass turn to react to exactly what you're doing, right? They have a whole turn to retreat if they want to. And you can't like confidently snap on a War Machine, like for the most part, unless your opponent's like played a Prof X on the same turn. Like, you know, that's like what's your like War Machine snap condition? Like, I mean, they exist, but it's really like combos with other cards in your hand. Like you have the Ebony Maw and the Infinite in your hand already. So I don't know if it's such a powerful effect that it will eventually and it will be good, but I will say it's really cool, really fun, and really different than anything else in the game. It doesn't feel like Jeff. It feels like something completely different to me anyway, and I think that's really, really sick.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tucker.
And then, like, to piggyback off what you're saying too, is like, I think if you wanted to maximize maybe your War Machine, maybe you incorporate it in your own form of lockdown. But like, the only lockdown cards we're really seeing right now are Storm. Like Professor X just doesn't. I mean, exist, but like at the same time, it's not in Thanos anymore. You're not playing it right now because War Machine's out. So like when you said, if lockdown takes over again, you might see some more War Machine. But I think like a piece we aren't seeing a lot of that we may have seen like an old Thanos, not old Thanos, own like Galactus. I think Daredevil actually like can hold War Machine's hand for that pivotal turn 5 play when lockdown comes back. But I feel like what it is War Machine came out at a time and everyone's like, I'm not playing lockdown anymore because War Machine's a thing. So you can't really use War Machine the way War Machine is really supposed to be used. Isn't just to just play Infinite and play Maul. Is to be able to get in those lanes that are locked down, which is just not really what's happening right now.
Yeah. No, I agree. A counterpoint to no big deal, though. War Machine is not a 2-0.
Yeah.
Last time we had a 2-0, they made it a 5-5 to, go into Cerebro 5. So,
all right.
all right.
5-4 and then 5-5.
Yeah, exactly. When we see a 5-5 Grandmaster, okay, then you can come talk to me about.
True, he doesn't have power. Yeah, true. Yeah.
2-0 is garbage. 4-6 is still a good body, but yeah, no, I see what you mean. I'm just saying, like, I think the effect is cool and something that can be used in the future if needed. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. He seems like an interesting card. I'm kind of excited to see him. There have been some people like cooking some weird crap with them, and it is interesting to see. I haven't seen the Sandman stuff. I haven't seen anyone play like Sandman so they can treat out more cards.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Dead right
now.
No, yeah, Sandman just sucks. But
because of hope, Sandman's dead because you can ramp stuff out instead. Like,
yeah, it's true. It's true. R.I.P. Sandman. I don't mind that though. But yeah, let's talk about some of the decks you guys have been playing, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll say I like the first thing I tried was obviously we got to get Legion. We got to get Storm, War Machine, lock down all the lanes. You can pull it off more. I was pulling it off more often than I thought I would, but the deck just doesn't feel that good, And I was doing it with High Evo, Tucker. So that was where I wanted to do it. Like Sunspot, Misty Knight, Cyclops. We're skipping turn 6 because you can't play cards on turn 6. I have Jeff in the deck, so if I need to put a Jeff somewhere, I can do that. I can allocate the power. It's an interest. So it's like, okay, you're doing full Legion, flood the whole board, and you don't even need the War Machine technically. You could just play Storm on 4, Legion on 5. Like that's also fine. So it's not like it's exactly relying on an exact combo. So you get it off more than you expect. But I was finding like I was just not climbing with the deck. It like a lot of the time they'll just play a Cull Obsidian, and that's just like 10 power. And I'm playing like Legion, which is a 5/7, and I mean, what are we doing? So it's just there's a lot of that happening. It's a destroy deck. They play Death, and it's like okay, like or they just Killmonger my shit, and So I don't know. That wasn't working out for me. I tried like 4 or 5 different builds before I was like, all right, I'll try the Black Knight. Everybody's playing Black Knight, so this screen is you have no big deal on there, but Cozy made a Black Knight list. Revis has a really good one. Revis is really close to this. I think maybe 1 card off. Hooglin is like basically this exact list. I think with 1 card off. So Black Knight is just it's a natural fit with this card, and I think it's really good.
Yeah, why don't you talk about the deck? So it's Black Knight, Blade, Ebony Maw, Zabu, Armor, Hope Summers, Lady Sif, Ghost Rider. I have Drax in there because I don't have War Machine yet, but that's War Machine. I was putting in OP cards. Call Obsidian, Magneto, and the Infinite.
Hey, can't go wrong with a 4-9, all right? There's nothing wrong with a little 4-9 action.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, you have even more things to do on turn one, which is nice. I like armor in the deck a lot because it flips that destroy matchup. Some people are playing, like I think Cozy's playing Goose in the armor slot, but to Tucker's point earlier, if you're playing Goose and your opponent's playing War Machine, like that kind of feels bad, Also, just Zabu. Zabu could just get in there too, right? Mm-hmm. So Goose has, sometimes Goose just like carries the game by himself, and then sometimes they just play War Machine or Zabu, and you're just really sad. So I just put armor to protect the 1-drops. And then we got, Hope Summers, Lady Sif. The Lady Sif, Black, and Blade are your only 2 discards. You're shooting for Magneto, Infinite. Call Obsidian's like not the worst discard as well. It's still 10, Ebony Blade's a 10. You reduce it with Zabu, like it's not too bad. And yeah, man, you just do some nasty things with this deck. I mean, War Machine just gets into all kinds of spots and lets you play out a bunch of cards that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. And the Hope Summers lines, I think, are like where you get really, really crazy with this deck.
Yeah, it looks like too. Like, is it even bad? Are you even sad to play Ebony Maw like at the beginning?
Always, because I always play him.
Yeah, because then you can just War Machine into the lane after, right? If you need to.
Yeah, I think the priority is to play Black Knight, but if you don't have it, I always just play the Ebony Maw for that reason. Like you could always get back in there, no problem.
Yeah, nice. I mean, Tucker, you've been on that high Evo grind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, with this deck too, the cool thing with Hope, is if you don't discard any of your big cards until the final turn, you can still do a Lady Sif Ghost Rider, and get some power flips that way too. Like, there's a bunch of different lines with this list, which is why it's just like so impactful. So like, it's really cool.
Yeah, it is a cool list. I really like Black Knight. It was like I think one of the first Spotlight variants I actually went after because I love it.
So freaking good, man.
I know.
Yeah,
I never usually do that, but I'm like, I need to get that one.
Yeah.
I got Filthy Casual default still.
I love it. It's great. Tucker, you've been playing some Evo Pixie. This deck is very interesting. Why don't you tell us about this one? This one looks so cool.
So the cool thing about this one is, of course, I have Hope Summers in here. So I have like 2 different lines. So you have your Pixie line, which if you hit a She-Hulk for anything pretty much 5 or less, which is going to be pretty much if it hits a 3-drop here and you're skipping turns and stuff, your She-Hulk's just going to be free, like always free. I've gotten some like 1-0 cost Goliaths too. So you can drop a She-Hulk, you can drop a Hulk, you can drop a Goliath all in the same turn if you play on Hope on turn 5. So it gets a little crazy. But like this is just have a bunch of different ways. I am a firm believer of having like Nebula or Misty as an alternate opposed to Sunspot, because that power just adds up, and making your opponent have to play on a Nebula lane or your Nebula gets to like a 1/5, like that's still like a 1/5 with like no trade-off is fantastic. And of course, Mobius is so prevalent right now with all the energy cheating that is everywhere. It's in Thanos, it's in not really Zoo, but it's in like Black Knight, like that list we were just talking about. It's in Sarah Control. It's everywhere. It's in discard. If you play Mobius, they can't play all their swarms out. Like there's all sorts of different stuff you're doing here. I don't know. It just feels good when you get a Pixie on 2 when you have a Mobius in hand. So it's like, try me, and then it just goes off. So it's really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is that like just you snap? You see Pixie Mobius, you're like, all right, game over. Here we go. Snapping on this.
Pretty much, you don't have any of your big cards in hand, and they're all in your deck, and you got some little ones floating around. You're like, oh, this is going to be huge.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. and this deck, by the way, is Wasp, Sunspot, Nebula, Misty Knight, Pixie, Mobius, Cyclops, Hope Summers, High Evo, Goliath, She-Hulk, and the regular old Hulk, who's awesome. But yeah, I mean, Goliaths always get these lists are always really fun. I'm gonna have to try this one. This one's good. I haven't played enough Pixie. Yeah. What?
I've tried a few Pixie decks and none of them have been that crazy, Tucker. So I think I'm stealing this for sure. Okay. Like, we gotta run this in the gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet.
Do it. It's better in Conquest. I feel like Pixie on ladder is kind of hit or miss, but like in Conquest, your opponent never knows what cost your 6 cost is, so they always have to respect it. That's
great. This is good for mind games and snapping and just so you know, Tucker, no big deal here. He's a avid emote spammer. So He's all about the mind games. So
Okay, there you
Oh, yeah.
go.
he's gonna take this into conquest. I can just see him now. There's a glint in his eye through his sunglasses. I can see him licking his lips. It's just emote spamming to mind game people.
I think the emote to do with this one would be you snap, you snap on Pixie Mobius, like you were saying, kid, but then you go surprise face onto the Pixie. I think that's it. That's the one.
Uh-oh.
What's she doing? What's she doing?
And
She's
then
doing something.
you play a live She-Hulk and Hulk on the same turn, and then you what just happened? What just happened?
This is why we play. This is why we play, right? Can't help myself, man. It's too fun. I gotta work on my emote collection though. I'm definitely lacking. I only have the Cyclops.
You gotta pay to win. You gotta pay to win.
Yeah, I don't have it.
So Tucker, this is another one. It's Wasp, Sunspot, Misty Knight, Shocker, Kyera, Cyclops, Hope Summers, Shang-Chi, High Evo, She-Hulk, Hulk, and the Infinite. I'll spell this one, man. This one's kind of cool.
Yeah, so this one, with the last list, I was also kind of using Goliath as a line of defense to protect a Hulk or a She-Hulk on final turn because I don't have any other protection like I do with Kyera here. And then we're not really running a lot of Shocker in High Evo because Mobius is kind of floating around, but no Mobius. Your Shocker hits a She-Hulk or hits an Infinite. You get a free She-Hulk on turn 6 that way. That way you can play Hulk and She-Hulk without having to do any magic interaction. Plus, let's say you play Shocker earlier, and then you play a card on turn 4 on top of Hope, or maybe turn 5 on top of Hope, and your She-Hulk costs less too. Your Hulk then also gets additional power at the end of the game. Your Cyclops goes off, and your Sunspot gets power. Plus, Misty Knight goes off, and you're just racking up just points all over the board. That's pretty much what Hope Summers is doing here. Your Hope is to either cheese out a 6-drop early. I have kind of flexed this list a little bit with War Machine too. I don't have Shang-Chi, and I think I have a different card in for Shocker. But I've been messing around. This is what I hit Infinite with this season, and I'm having the most fun with. Because who runs Shang-Chi in High Evo?
Yeah, that's great.
It's true. Crazy.
Yeah, good point. I was going to ask Tucker, a philosophical question. The magic, philosophically. You're not a fan, or you're just trying out the turn 6? Because obviously with Hope, you don't technically need it, right? Mm-hmm. You could just have a free She-Hulk on 6 anyway. And Reality Stone is everywhere. But I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the not including magic? Do you hate the card, or are you just kind of trying it out, or what do you think?
So I don't hate the card as much as I would hate Leech. Leech is my least favorite card in the entire game, which thank you, he's dead.
Yeah, they killed him.
But I just don't like the idea of my opponent being able to have another turn to draw another card to counter my play. And I just kind of feel sometimes a little naked when I have to float a turn 6 where it's if they end the game, yeah, my Sunspot goes off, but what about my other lanes?
Yeah.
So I think the Hope Summers in that, which I'm sure we all got our recaps, and I'm sure a large portion of the people who bought season passes has Hope Summers as their main recap card. I know it was mine. But yeah, no, Hope allowing you to be able to drop your power on 6 instead of 7 is what I really like about it. And that's another reason why we have Kyera in this list, because floating 5 is dangerous because your Sunspot sometimes gets a 10 power, which I know that's something I run into. Both Kyera, or even without Kyera, if our Sunspot does get big, they have to choose with either their Shang-Chi Sunspot, She-Hulk, or High Evo. Not High Evo, Infinite. And it's what you can't Shang-Chi all 3 lanes, right?
Shang everything, yeah.
So I don't know. I just like Hope Summers more than Magic because I lose more games when I play Magic than win games.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's cool. Yeah, I was curious what your thoughts were on that. Also, as a side note, you brought up this season recap. Guess what my highest win rate card is? It's 88%, and I'll give you a hint. You already mentioned him about 2 minutes ago.
Was it Leech?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You filthy.
I think I played him in Thanos for 3 days at the start of the season. So because I played Thanos just for my first SJL match. I switched to Patriot and did some Cerebro negative shit after that. But yeah, I just played Thanos for the first one. I think Leech was in my deck for 3 days. So.
No, he did. He did negative X-Men for his third match in the X-Men event.
Yeah,
and then his fourth match, he played Cerebro.
One, unfortunately, it started off strong 2-0, but yeah, we went downhill when we started playing the crazy shit. But yeah, okay, no, that's cool. No, I love the turn 6 High Evo stuff, and I want to try the Pixie one. really bad. So that one just looks amazing. So I'm gonna try that in
You
Conquest.
can take out Eliath for Red Hulk next week, is what I'm thinking, or
Oh,
for
true.
that list. And then I'm of course taking out Infinite for Red Hulk because I don't want to be stuck with a card I can only play if I skip.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I kind of agree with you 100%, Tucker. I'm not really a Magic gamer myself. I like it makes me too nervous. There's too much, control. I've been burned too much. Even like random Scarlet Witches on the ladder. I'm like, who plays that card? They do it, and I'm like, man, it's crazy. So like Magic, once in a while I'll play a deck with Magic, but it makes me too nervous, and I don't like skipping a full turn 6. I'm like, I want to do stuff at the end of the game. I want to do mind games and play. So yeah, there's that. And then you mentioned it before I did, but I was going to commend you for not being a filthy leech player in high Evo. I was going to, give you a round of applause there. I was like, there's no leech here. That's amazing, dude.
Well, she goes with Magic. That's a Magic pair right there.
The high Evo decks, whenever I play them against ladder, like I'm dumping my hand on turn 5 because I'm like, here comes leech. And thank God that card died. That was good. I'm happy that card's out of here.
Good riddance.
They probably could buff that card, but I hope they don't.
No. Please leave him at 5.
Blasphemy.
Let him rot. Let him rot like old leader. Let him rot.
Yeah.
I mean, current leader too, but
that's true. Poor current leader.
That was a shadow nerf to Infinite, that leech change. But then they buffed Infinite by releasing War Machine, so we're all good, man. Infinite gamers, we're still back, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Super Tech God's happy.
Yeah.
yes,
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, and so I'd be remiss if I didn't give this spice to the people here. Working on an ink deck here, we have Jets Phoenix Force.
Oh my God, this is way more ink than last week.
I've just been playing this deck. It's Deadpool, Ghost Spider, Human Torch, Nico, Carnage, Forge, Doctor Strange, Hulkbuster, Multiple Men, Venom, Phoenix Force, and Taskmaster. Yeah, I got a gold on the Taskmaster, but this deck is great. I love the Human Torch. The destroy match is very hard because then you can't do the Human Torch line with the Phoenix Force, but you can do Deadpool shenanigans, Venom shenanigans, Multiple Men, Human Torch shenanigans, Hulkbuster, Taskmaster. You can destroy the Nico and revive it with the Phoenix Force, double it. You can copy the Nico. You get like 2 110s. It's ridiculous. It's just such a fun deck, and the more I play it, the more I feel like I'm in the Matrix, and it's it's wild. It's a wild deck.
Pandart Phoenix Force.
Pardon me.
Pandart Phoenix Force over Season Pass Phoenix Force.
I do have the Season Pass one. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to booster farm. I have the Alex Horley one, and I have the Dan Hip one.
Oh gosh, the Dan Hip one is.
No.
You say not Hip's best work.
not his best. The Alex Horley is amazing though.
It is, yeah. I split it a few times, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna do the Pandart one just to booster farm this one and see what happens when I split this one. But we did last season get this beauty right here.
Oh yeah, okay. Avatar, that's fantastic. Yeah.
The Avatar's great.
Yeah.
The Avatar is great.
I did it like 9 in the morning. Well, I'm on Pacific time, so mine resets at like 11. So like 9 in the morning, I fired up an Infinite Conquest last month and just played Phoenix Force and just ran it back and just ran it through.
Go.
It was the only one I played. I'm like, oh, screw it. I have these tickets. I'm like, I should just not waste them. I'm like, I'll just sit and play. But yeah, that's great. All right, let's talk about some of the buff cards that happened. There's just some random closet buff here. They just
Closet buff. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. Let me pull it up. Second Dinner was like, hey, by the way, we're going to buff some cards next season, and buff almost all of them.
Yeah, what's the story? So I don't know.
I don't know why they did it.
I didn't follow this news. How did this news break? Did the Second Dinner release a hype video for the season, or
no? They never do. No. Oh no, they haven't released that video yet.
Oh, so how do we know? I think was there data mine or what,
it was just I think it was just data mined. Yeah,
okay.
Just data mined.
Okay.
So the first one, Baron Zemo goes from a 3/4 to a 3/5. Pretty sweet. Playable. I mean, 3/5 with an upside there. That's seems to be the new thing.
Lady Sif.
I mean, he seemed like a decent card at 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't nerfed 4/6 though. It used to be a 4/6 and they nerfed him.
Yeah, I guess.
Crazy at 4/6 because it was.
Yeah, I was pretty I was ready for Baron Zemo meta at 4/6. Zabu Zemo, Z's. But,
yeah, the ZZ Top deck names, that kind of stuff
for sure. But yeah, the 3/4 was like, oh, okay, maybe but yeah, the 3/5 should be pretty good, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Red Hulk is the one I don't understand the most. This
Yeah.
card seems pretty ridiculous at baseline. So maybe it's just really hard to get the effect, harder than we're giving it credit for. I don't know though.
It's power creep for
610 to
high
a
Evo
611. This is crazy, right?
Yeah, it's power creep for the high Evo Hulk because if they skip 2 turns, their Hulk would be 16. Of course, it's still an in hand thing, but like now Red Hulk, if they skip a turn, like always should be over Hulk. Like your Hulk skips 5 turns, your Red Hulk is crazy huge. But like if you
Yeah.
only have Red Hulk in hand for 2 of those turns, it has more power than a 5 skipped regular Hulk. So,
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, this is like a 6. If this is in your hand and they skip once, it's like a 615 that you can put anywhere. Like it's a way better Giganto.
some Sandman fuel too. Actually, you can play some Sandman and then maybe Zola Red Hulk, and then you get some extra value there too.
I mean, you're
Wild.
saying power creep for high Evo Hulk. I think it's just power creep for 6 drops. Like this is just this is crazy. This is like blob level power. Like and blob, you have to build your deck a certain way to play it. And I mean, you just throw in any deck you need a big guy. You think you're just playing Red Hulk now. Like I don't know. This is kind of an insane card.
This card scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, me too.
Like anytime I skip mana, I'm like, ah, damn it! Like this Hulk's gonna be 620 now. I'm like, crap! Like that's like the mantra for Phoenix Force is Buddha. That means you skip. I'm just all you're doing is skipping at the beginning with the face like 630 Red Hulks.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean, even just playing a straight 611 is gonna not feel bad at all. It's pretty good stats. U.S. Agent, they buffed a little bit too. He was a 2/2. Ongoing 4, 5, and 6 cards here have -3 power. Now he's a 2/3. I don't know. What do you guys think, Tucker? What do you think about this one?
So he went from a C2 card to a C3 card, and C3 always has a lot of cards anyways that are fighting for play. I think the difference between like this and like Man Thing is Man Thing, you have to have Zabu really to play. I feel like Man Thing, whereas this as a 2 cost is pretty decent. I still don't think he's like a crazy card this season. I think the next card we're going to talk about is borderline busted. But I think it's going to be interesting just to see what happens if you want to play more of your zoo list. You aren't afraid of people dropping, 4s and 5s and stuff on your lanes, or you protect some of your cards from Shang-Chi into like the final turn.
Yeah, no big deal. What do you think?
I think at a 2/2, it was kind of like fine and interesting card that maybe in certain scenarios, like you have some kind of goose strategy, and we were talking about goose earlier, 4/5/6, 4/5/6, right? You punish people for playing big stuff. A-bomb, high evo, obviously is nice with stuff like this, and this is way easier to get out than Man Thing, like Tucker said. Also doesn't hit, I guess it does hit your own stuff, but a lot easier to not play 4, 5s, and 6s on a lane than to like not play 1s, 2s, and 3s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Man Thing has a bunch of downside attached to it. 2/3 US Agent sounds kind of insane to me. If it hits one card, it's a 2/6, right? So, fuck, I don't know, man. That's pretty good.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, man, this card's now like a pretty reliable 2/6. Like,
yeah, because I think
that's like Maximus.
It's like conditional 2/5. It's kind of okay. Like, 2/6. At basically almost minimum, right? It's just insane unless you just play it out on curve because you have to. But even then, you're going to discourage them from playing any 4, 5, 6s there. You still have some control. And Luke Cage isn't really being played right now. So I don't know, man. US Agent could be like really legit at a 2/3. I thought he was like not super interesting at 2/2, but 2/3 is a big deal, I think.
Yeah, he has a big caveat though, is you can't play 4, 5, or 6 cost cards in the same lane too, right?
Yeah.
So
Where's the Captain America buff though?
Oh my God.
US Agent, and where's Captain America's buff?
Come on, you're absolutely correct, man. You're absolutely like, it's not going to ruin the new player experience to make like the main, like one of the main Marvel heroes like an actual playable card.
Yeah.
I would love to see Captain America actually played in like on the ladder. That'd be nice. Instead of just like having a snap on my, when I'm grinding infinite because I know it's a bot. It's like there's few cards when I see them I instantly snap. Captain America is one of them. Angel is the other one for sure, where it's just like automatic. Yeah.
Oh
I don't know, man. We gotta make Hulkbuster a different cost. That's more important to do. We gotta make Mantis still unplayable, and we gotta give Watu a 1/2. Like, these are more important changes than actually buffing the shit cards in the game. So I don't know, man. It's just all these bullshit side grades. That's what you get, right? Like, there's a lot of cards that could use some love, like Captain America. We talk about them all the time, and that's why I get tilted when they do the side grades in the OTAs. But like you said, we're not gonna be swearing as much this fuck.
had to tame down that 2/3 Viper. Just bring it right down.
It's too good. Everybody was playing Viper. It was a Viper meta, right?
Her variant today too was absolutely fire.
Oh my god, that variant's sick. I wish she was playable.
Yeah.
Man, if she was a 2/3, that's an instant buy. They would have had my money instantly. That was such a cool variant, man. And then Valentina. This card becomes even more interesting too. She's a 2/3 now. On reveal, add a random 6 cost card to your hand. Give it -2 cost and -3 power. Ah, man, a 2/3 is pretty sick now. I don't know. This card looks pretty cool. At first, I was like, I was toting it as like, only a Loki card. That's what I've been kind of talking about it. But the more I think about it, and now it's a 2/3. I'm like, man, maybe you can just play this anywhere. Like, maybe it's just a really good 2/3. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Oh, it's gonna be crazy, especially like with Quinjet. Like, you're playing a 6 cost card on turn 3, and then you might actually play some Luke Cage. Who knows? Because then it negates that power effect you lose in power. Maybe even Shadow King something. I mean, a turn 3 Galactus is kind of wild. A turn 3 Red Hulk or a turn 4 Red Hulk.
Oh no,
it's kind of crazy.
Oh no.
Turn like Doom, you get -3 power on Doctor Doom, but you're playing Doctor Doom on turn 4, turn 3. I mean, the power spread, like it's going to be very interesting. I think the Loki interaction, I think that's totally a thing. I think collector decks are in a great spot right now, especially with Hope and Kitty Pryde. So like the Valentina with collector decks is going to be kind of crazy.
Yeah, no big deal. What do you think?
I thought before these changes, I was pretty confident Red Hulk and Valentina were just going to be good cards. Like a 6/10 Red Hulk and a 2/2 Valentina, I thought were just already going to be like pretty good cards. Whereas US Agent and Zemo, I was a little more skeptical at a 3/4 and 2/2. I thought, I don't know, maybe it's not enough. But yeah, I mean, everything Tucker said. I mean, but especially in Loki, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I think it was a question of her, maybe Mirage, the new Cable people seem to really like Tanjo loves the new Cable, for example. He's the Loki guy, right? He probably would just switch it out for Valentina, but at least it's more of a question with a 2/2 Valentina. 2/3, it's like, what are we doing? Obviously just freaking play Valentina and everything. This is the card. Like, Sentinel, Cable, Mirage, you all just got crazy powercraft with this 2/3. Like, this is insane.
You think you swap those out instead of just taking out Maria Hill? You just instead? So then maybe you keep a Mirage, you get some more intel. I think because Maria Hill, you only get a 2-drop, whereas like Agent 13, you can get a random anything. So it's going to be interesting just to see. I think Tanjo, of course, is definitely our guy to look at to see what he plays.
Whatever he does, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I will go on a little rant here, but like, Mirage is a 2/2. What are we doing here? Like, sorry, not Mirage. Mantis. What the hell are we doing? Look at this card's effect. Gives you a 6 card with -2 cost. And then we have Mantis. They made it 2. They nerfed I don't know. I don't get what they're doing with Mantis, man. Yeah. I just feel bad. That card's so horrible. And then they're buffing this card, but like they made Mantis horribly worse. I don't know what they're doing.
Might be the Zemo. I think they didn't want, like, milling is going to be a thing anyways, like with Yondu, Gladiator, Cable.
Yeah.
But maybe they didn't want that Mantis as well, because I mean, if you're going to Yondu, Gladiator, Cable, Mantis, and then you play Zemo later, you're getting a bigger card. So like, I think that's maybe why they did that. And then they maybe were thinking about May as well, with the season pass card in May having some crazy interaction. But at the end of the day, I agree. Mantis, of course, didn't have a lot of play rate anyways. And then they made it so you're really not going to play this card. Sorry.
Yeah. What if they made it like a mini leader? Like, just copy the lowest card your opponent played, not on your side of the board, but just copy it into your hand. Just, you don't have to guess the lane. Just the lowest cost card your opponent played that turn, copy it into your hand. It's still not. I don't know if it's that great, but it's
Yeah,
a lot better than what it is.
Or make her a 2/4. Like, why is she a 2/2? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, she should be a 2/4 with her effect right now. Like,
Yeah.
why is this card a 2/2? Ridiculous. Like
Anyways.
Daredevil's a 2/2. Like, Daredevil's crazy. Like, what the fuck? Why
Zabu's
is
a
Mantis
2/2.
Yeah, Zabu's a 2/2. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got Zabu.
What are we doing, guys? Oh man.
Yeah. Anyways, these are cool changes. The Red Hulk one really surprises me the most. I'm going to be honest with you. This card looked cracked to begin with. Like he goes off once, he's a better Giganto. Like,
Power
and
creep.
so yeah, just power creep. It's not even an ongoing. Like you can't even turn him off. It's just his text. It just is what it is.
Just has to be in your hand.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I guess that's has to be in your hand. But like we see with Hulk, has to be in your hand. I'm dropping an 18 powered Hulk because he was in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, any
Nuts,
energy cheat decks like are gonna have a field day with this thing. Like Hella's gonna, like, this is going right in Hella, like, for sure. Like, this is auto include in Hella now. I mean, nobody really plays Lockjaw and stuff anymore, but like all this Hope Summer stuff we're talking about, this is gonna work with Red Hulk too. So yeah.
Great. I don't know. I'm excited. This is making me excited for next season. This is going to be kind of cool.
Starting out with Zemo Mill decks, like we're supposed to be playing Zemo Mill like mirrors. It actually is going to be really fun. Like, I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait to just mill all the bots when we're grinding up the ladder. They're not going to have a deck. It's going to be awesome.
I'm playing Grandmaster in mine for sure. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
I'm unironically putting Grandmaster in my Zemo because I want to do a double Zemo. I just want a Zemo.
Yeah, and then it's going to be the Grandmaster junk meta with White Widow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm getting a Mockingbird. Mockingbird's in there. Obviously, we're gonna do it.
It's going to be great. All right, let's talk about some of the May cards because some of these seem kind of cracked. They seem kind of cool. So I guess we'll just go in order here of these ones. Just some of the new cards in May. I mean, they still can be changed. These are still data mined, so I just want to have that disclaimer. But I think we all know that at this point. The first one here, Tucker, your boy Zal Snaps loves this card. He's so pumped for this. Sasquatch, 6/10, costs 1 less for each card you played last turn. What do you think, man, of this card?
I think it's going to be fun. I think you go back to playing Hitmonkey on 5, or you play actually some more Black Swan. Black Swan gets some better value. It does really make me wish that Firestar was a thing, because Firestar would have been, of course, crazier.
Yeah.
Wait, let me cut you off there. I forgot to mention this. Sorry. Down in the data mine here, when they talked about this new card, I just want you guys to just read this. Oh, and one other minor thing I saw in this patch. There is an updated localization in Chinese for Firestar. So hopefully this means we'll be seeing her return before too long.
Hello.
Please, bro.
There's some little Firestar action coming in the little data mines here.
Who knows what it is? Going to be reworked, right? They probably would have had to rework the whole card, or otherwise, why would they pull her for like 5 months, right?
Listen,
I'm just a totally different effect, I think.
No, they're just waiting for the meta to power creep up to the level that she's going to be anyway.
Grew up with all the Spider-Man and friends like that. That's why I love the card so much, because that show was so good.
Yes.
And then just yeet.
Yeah, I know. So excited for that card. But yeah, Sasquatch, I agree with you 100%, Tucker. Dump on 5 is going to be cool. And you don't even really have to dump that much. Like, even if you throw 2 cards on 5, I mean, he's a 4/10. That's pretty cool. It's a Cull Obsidian. You can play anywhere, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Card with Hope Summers. You play a card with Hope Summers on 4 or 2 on 4, and you get a big Sasquatch down. It's like, okay, I played a card. No, it's literally, I played a card on turn 4. Here's a 5/10. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's wild. I mean, this is going to be like a big Dominius thing. You can do like Cull Obsidian onto Hope Summers, then play Sasquatch on turn 5 too. Like, crazy.
It's literally, yeah. I mean, it just puts it in perspective how good they want Mobius to be forever. Like, to be like, oh, you don't have Mobius? Well, sorry. And then like it's literally just boom, 10 power. Oh, Mockingbird's 9 power. Ooh, she doesn't get Shang-Chi. But yeah, it's just gonna be I mean, fortunately, it's the last week of May as it is right now, so we might have a bunch of OTAs and patches maybe to make it so it's like balanced. But
Yeah, it seems like a cool card. No big deal. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. It should be pretty fun. I mean, you even have answers to maybe you bring an answer to Mobius in a deck like this. I don't know, but like you play an Ent or a Rogue or something. But yeah, I mean, this is a miracle monkey card. I don't know if it'll bring Monkey back. We'll see. I'm optimistic, but I don't know. I'm not as fired up as Zal for this card, but I do think it's going to be really cool.
I just love Zal's energy towards the card.
Yeah,
It actually makes me want to play it a lot more. I'm like, man, this card's so sick. Like, he just loves it so much. I'm like, dude, this is great.
more Thanos fuel. Woo!
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, I just play a bunch of stones. You're right.
You play Mockingbird and Sasquatch on the same turn. Let's go, baby.
Oh yeah, that's happening for sure. Yeah.
I think they're gonna probably put Thanos in a corner before this card comes out.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've compared it to like Scar. You know, like this seems like Scar power level to me, but maybe I'm underplaying it. You know, because obviously it could go so much lower. But you know, Scar could be a 2-11. You know, Scar could be a 0-11. And he's like a pretty good card. So that's kind of how I feel about Sasquatch. I think he's like gonna be like Red Hulk is gonna be a 22 power card. Like it's gonna be like Red Hulk's gonna be like terrorizing our dreams, you know, like we're gonna have Red Hulk nightmares. Like it's gonna be ridiculous. Like, do they have it? Did I skip? How many turns did I skip? How can he skip?
It's the whole calculating meme, just like all the numbers.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be tough. Like this guy, I think he's like a Scar to me. Like which is like, you know, I think Scar's pretty good. So you know, it's nice, but obviously a totally different kind of deck design. You're doing your miracle turn on 5. You usually wait till 6. So I think it's very interesting kind of Scar type of card.
Yeah, I like it. I like the Black Swan call out too, Tucker. That's I want to see that card get played more. It's a really cool card.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, seriously, too, like, I know I talked about playing on 5, but, like, if you play 2 cards on turn 3, this card costs 4, so you can drop it on 4. Like, it's going to be crazy to see what happens. Like, you could possibly take She-Hulk out of some decks if you're playing a lot of cards and everything, too. Like, instead of playing She-Hulk in Moon Girl lists, you play Sasquatch in Moon Girl, and it just pops off that way, too. So it'll be
the Moon Girl thing is interesting. I did bring that up on the Zal one too. We were talking about it. Mockingbird and Sasquatch, right? You Moon Girl both, and yeah.
Man, what about Mysterio?
Mysterio on 5, and we're good.
Just put Mysterio on 2. This card's a 3 power, a 3 cost.
literally like
Mysterio on 2. This card goes on 3. It's a 3/10.
Patriot, like there's Patriot value. Patriot actually can like power creep now even without Patriot, and like you get Mysterio and that. Like it's just going to be interesting to see where we're at with this.
Yeah, we'll cut Patriot for Sasquatch.
There you go.
Oh man, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe I'm underplaying it. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a cool card though. I like it.
I love Mysterio though. That's any Mysterio pump. I'm very happy.
This one, the next one, Namora, I'm not too pumped about. So she's a 5/5. Maybe you guys know something I don't know. She's a 5/5 on reveal. Give +5 power to each of your cards alone at another location. So like this reads to me, Orca is a 6/21. But you know, Galactus.
or you're just playing some Zabu. You maybe have Zabu to the left. Maybe you have Miss Marvel in the middle. You play Wong in the middle. You play another card on the right. Your Zabu becomes a 2/12. And then you can play Doctor Doom final turn. Get your Miss Marvel interaction. And then you have a 2/12 +5 plus another 5. So you're looking at 22 power on one lane. I think it's a great Miss Marvel card. I think because it's on reveal instead of ongoing +5, you can do it repeatedly. So
Yeah,
like, that's
That's what I was gonna say.
you know what? That went completely over my head. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. I thought like Namor. I think it's an ongoing. Like, even though I just read the card,
Yeah.
like an idiot.
No, you're good.
Actually, yeah. Oh, dude, on reveal, it makes this a lot more interesting. You're right. Oh my god.
I love the Tucker energy. You just went right for the Wong pop off. Like that's freaking gold. Like let's throw a Mystique in there too. Like
Yeah.
pa,
Oh
pa,
my
pa, pa, you know?
god! Yeah.
He's
Let
got a
it
couple
rip,
30s on
baby.
each side. Yeah.
Like, that Nightcrawler, bro. Your Nightcrawler went from a 1-2 to a 1-12.
Yeah.
It's like a 1-17.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so good. Because then you could play cards in the other lane. Actually, maybe this card is pretty damn good. Holy crap!
I was gonna say this seems really good. Like even take the Wong pop off out of it and forget about it. This is a 515. You know, like the same way Miss Marvel's a 414. This is just a straight up 515, and I think that's really good. They don't really have like you have to do like some Darkhawk stuff with all of the cards around them, where you have to have like a full hand with Devil Dino. It's not super easy to get a 515. So in the decks where you can reasonably play her, like I don't know, that seems kind of good to me. Like yeah.
Do you think she's reliably a 550? I think she'll be reliably a 510. I think it's gonna be hard to keep two lanes with just one thing in it, right?
The same way Miss Marvel, like, is she? She could get Enchantress. A squirrel, fucking Central Park goes off. Raptors. All this shit. The same way a bunch of shit can mess up your Miss Marvel. I think the same thing applies to Namora, right? And you're not going to play her in a deck where you have a bunch of low cost stuff anyway, right? So it's any higher curve deck. I think you just throw her in there. She's a 515.
5-6 Professor X.
Oh, boom! Solo.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wong, Professor X, Namora on turn 6.
Well, the thing is, like, you can add to the lane after too. That's another thing with her, right? So
yeah,
like if you cheat out Prof, there's a few ways you can cheat out a Prof. Then you could add like a Miss Marvel Jeff on turn 6. Like, so say you have a 5-6 Prof in a lane, and then turn 6 you go Miss Marvel middle Jeff on the Prof lane. So you add another 8 power to your already 6 power Prof lane, right? So, just because it's on reveal, it's not like the shitty Atlantis cards, the like Namor and Orca, where they have to just be like that. You play her, and then you could just play your cards. Now you could play there. Unlike Miss Marvel too, you can't even. Miss Marvel has to be all different costs. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if she'll be good right away, but I mean, 515 is kind of nice. Like
Definitely a learning curve, I bet. Like, that's the other thing too. When we talked about some like these earlier cards like Cannonball and War Machine, I think people were just plugging them in to see what happens, but like there's a learning curve with just playing new cards. Sometimes it's you just plug it in Thanos because you're like, oh, Thanos, and it just runs. But like at the end of the day, if you want to get your perfect combo, you got to play the deck a lot. Like that's what Phoenix Force was. Phoenix Force season, we're like, Phoenix Force sucks. Why are we playing this card? And look at it now. Look at it now.
Yeah. Oh, I said Phoenix Force I was a Phoenix Force hater for a long, long time. I was like, this card's garbage. This card's garbage. And then
you get buffed though, right? Wasn't it 5 cost or something? Like
okay, at a 5 cost, it was garbage.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm saying like I'm putting myself in my own place. Like even when it was a 4 cost, I was like, Phoenix Force sucks. This card sucks. It's stupid. And then the ways of Jet have come upon me. So, but yeah, this card is actually very interesting. You could even honestly like just play Professor X in a lane that you're losing on purpose, just to like prevent them from doing weird stuff, like a Hope Summers lane or something, and just be like, and then just win it later with Namora. Wild. That's kind of cool. Actually, yeah, okay. All right, this card's cool. You guys got me.
Grandmaster value. Your Grandmaster can be a 2/5.
Hell yeah. Let's get it.
Okay, that's actually kind of sick right there.
And then you have Wong in the middle lane already, just waiting for your Namora to pop off twice. And the Grandmaster becomes a 210.
Yeah, it moves. And then your Grandmaster gets the +5.
The +5 twice. It's going to be a load in the lane. Make it a load. That'd be hilarious. All right. Sage is the next one. Sage is a 4/1 on reveal. On reveal, I read that. +2 power for each different power among all other cards here. And I'm assuming that means both opponent's side and your side.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, this card, I guess if you mix it with stuff like Wong or like, Absorbing Man, maybe. I don't know, but if Absorbing Man, I don't want to say Grandmaster, but this seems like one of the weakest one. It seems like the weakest one to me. But it does seem like a pretty cool effect, and I don't. It's gonna be, yeah. I don't know. I just don't know. It's so weird. I don't think it's gonna be that good.
I don't think she's going to be a crazy good card. I think it's
Yeah.
it's a Wolfsbane that it can get bigger than Wolfsbane, but it's like a Wolfsbane with more steps kind
Yeah.
of thing. I still think Nocturne to me is the weakest card this season. Just because your Sage can get bigger. I know you can move Nocturne. I mean, we're going to talk about this card a little bit, so no spoilers. But so back on Sage,
It's all good.
I think this card can be good in Mr. Negative as well, becoming a 1/4, so you can pump her that way. It could be another just Zabu card to get big too, but I think it's another just situational card where you're playing depending on what the board state is, opposed to just being like, okay, I can throw Wolfsbane right here, and I know Wolfsbanes can get +6 because I have 3 cards here. Like you have to like mentally like calculate the power difference on your side and your opponent's side to get like maximum value with Sage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems. I don't know. I could see a path where this is a good card. Yeah, Nomura, like you said, Kid. I mean, how often are we going to have the 2 alone cards? I mean, that's the key thing with Nomura, right? Like that might be a really difficult condition to meet. And if you have just one of 5/10, it's not the best, So Sage to me fits right around it. I mean, it's it's gonna be somewhere between like Drax and like Call Obsidian. I mean, this is just like, okay, if we have 4, that's a 4/9, right? So, I mean, I don't think we're getting a 4/9 on turn 4, right? Like, so you would have to be like a Zabu and play it on 6. And then if we do that, maybe we're getting like a 4/13 or something like that, 4/11, 4/13. So it's somewhere between like Drax and like, like Sentry, like Ceiling, right? So,
Yeah, but it's not just all the cards that are there, right? You have to hope that all the cards that are already there all have different power as well, right?
Yeah, but it's not like it doesn't go off if it, like.
No, I know, but you still don't get that. You don't get that extra +2.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if it's like on average like a 4/7, I mean, this thing is dog shit, right? So and you need 3 cards for it to do that. I don't know if you even want to Wong this card, to be honest. I don't think it's a good Wong target. I think like Wolfsbane is just going to be better, like for that, So yeah, I mean, maybe they'll move the number up a bit. Maybe it should start as a 4/3 or something. And
that'd be better. I think.
Yeah,
definitely more playable at 4/3.
What about Ravona Stonks?
Yeah,
True.
A 3/1. Maybe it's a little bit more interesting as a 3/1. I don't know.
Another Mr. Negative card, Ravona.
Do you play Morph or do you play Sage?
Yeah. Yeah, the way the meta is now, I mean, Morph would be pretty sick. Morph Stonks are going to go up next month. Let's be honest. You're going to be getting Red Hulks all day.
Yeah.
I mean, Red Hulk's going to be in every deck. And Morph is just going to be
Red Hulk. Yeah.
Morph's going to be a 320, easy peasy. Red Hulk. All right, Blink. I think this is the season pass card, correct?
Yep.
5/7. This card, I think I'm the most excited for this one.
Yeah.
On reveal, swap the last card you played with a higher cost card from your deck. Tucker, what do you think, man?
I think it's going to be a very, very fun card. I'm just wondering with the text, higher cost card, it doesn't mean it just is a higher cost card than the last card you played. So like if you played a 1-drop, it could be a 2 or a 3-drop.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's that way, are you loading your deck with just a bunch of high powered cards anyways? And if they're just not in your hand, you're like, okay. And you're rolling the dice like you would like with a lockjaw kind of thing. I think this is gonna be better for Zemo. I think because people are going to be playing a lot of higher cost cards. So if they play a lower cost card earlier, your Zemo has a higher chance of getting something bigger. I'm glad we're finally getting a brand new 5-drop for a season pass card, because I feel like we're not getting, haven't had those in a hot minute. I can't tell you the last time we had a 5-drop for a season pass card.
Yeah, Phoenix Force and Nimrod.
Nimrod.
Yeah. So I mean, it's been a minute. I think there's going to be a learning curve with this one too. I don't know if you're going to be like, oh, I just threw Wasp down and then I'm going to play Blink. Like, I feel like it's going to be a turn 5 or like a turn 6 kind of thing. And then you calculate the math there. A lot of freaking math calculations this season. Like, literally every single card, you got to do a lot of mental math. But yeah, I think she'll be fun.
To me, I had an epiphany when I read this last week or whenever it came out. This is cracked with Jubilee.
Mm-hmm.
You play Jubilee on 4, your 4/1 then turns into a 5 or 6 drop on turn 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild to me.
Yeah, and the other one is Shuri that I'm thinking.
Ooh.
Shuri Blink, so you have a 5/14, and then your Shuri swaps into minimum a 5 power card. Minimum.
Oh, I love that actually.
So that's kind of sick too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could just look at all the 4s, right? All these like low power 4s, like
Sage.
oh my god, Shang-Chi? Oh god.
Yeah, you Shang-Chi.
Shang would probably be you would play like Shang and then you'd blink on 6 probably. You'd probably be like a turn 5 Shang. But then you need to win that lane harder. But maybe you got a Doctor Doom in your deck or some shit, you know? I don't know.
That hits Doom and then you blink.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, you play like Leader Doom in your deck or something. I don't know. Swap out Shang for Leader or Doom. Like, and you could probably guarantee that honestly with your deck building. So stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. I think you if you want to be reliable with this card, you're going to play a 4 or 5 on the turn before, and then you're guaranteed the high roll, which is kind of sick, right? But yeah, if to your point, Tucker, if you really want to pop off, then maybe you do some Gamba stuff. Maybe you Grandmaster your Blink.
you Grandmaster your Blink, or I'm thinking you still have Hella in your deck. You still have Hella in your deck. Let's say you top deck Blink after a Modoc.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, granted, the line there has to be absolutely perfect, and your freaking Blink has to not get Hella. But like at the same time, I wonder if like you have another card in your deck, you play Hella on 6, whatever. Your Blink swaps your Hella out for a bigger 6 drop. I don't know if it's like higher card or might just do equal card, but I don't know.
That's wild. You know what? Unironically, Grandmaster might not be a bad call because, like, it actually depends on what you have in your deck. If you still have like 3 and 4 drops in your deck, then it's going to be crap. But like, if you have high cost cards in your deck, that 2/0 turns into a nice high cost card.
Yeah, Grandmaster.
Yeah.
But I don't know when you would play it though. But
either way, you're swapping out a 2/0, right? So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
You go Shuri Blink, and then then you can't Grandmaster the Shuri lane at that point.
That's hilarious.
You were cooking.
This seems fun though. This card seems so fun. Like I think it's gonna be hilarious. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to screw around with this card. I hope they don't change the effects because these seem really cool.
Blink looks awesome. Yeah. I mean, we got Lockjaw 2.0. She's coming. I'm fired up for it.
Well, you could play her onto Lockjaw on 5. Swap out whatever she swaps out for.
Swap out the Lockjaw. Yeah, that would swap out the actual Lockjaw, which is probably pretty good, right?
And then you get your other card too, so you're automatically going to high roll off your Lockjaw.
Yeah, you get a 5 or 6 cost off a 4/5 Lockjaw. That sounds pretty good, actually. But then she goes in, right? Do you want the 5/7 to go back in the deck? I don't know. Maybe you got a bunch of on reveals. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
But because that interaction goes off first. You get your card from the Lockjaw, and then Lockjaw disappears. Maybe you get Blink back. You get Blink back, and then Blink goes off again.
Yeah, and that deck plays the Wasp for sure too. Like your point. So, yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be a fun card for sure. I think it's gonna tilt some people. Like Cam Best is gonna hate this card. Like he hates Lockjaw. This is a 5-cost Lockjaw. Like Cam Best is gonna be tilting off of this card.
I guarantee too. Like it's just gonna be better than like Lockjaw. Oh no, I put my Wasp in. Oh, but I got a Nebula. Woo! Where it's like, oh no, like
that's good targeted.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Dude, I'm pumped for Blink. This is gonna be a cool card. And then Nocturne is a 3/5. You can move this once. When this moves, replace its location with a random new one. So it's like a buffed Nightcrawler plus Scarlet Witch in one.
I think it's their kid. I think that's.
Is it
in the lore? Yeah. I heard that.
I have no idea. I don't know the lore. It's Nightcrawler and Scarlet Witch's kid.
Yep. And then think about it. 1, 2 plus 2, 3 is 3, 5.
Oh,
nailed it! I love it. Man, is Vision jealous in the MCU? Come on, bro. What are they doing to Vision?
Jealous because of this on reveal. Rhino gets no love.
Poor Rhino.
My favorite avatar, personally.
This seems okay, I guess. I don't know. I like it more than Sage personally, but anytime you're changing locations, it's pretty cool. And then it's a 3/5, and it can move. Which location gets replaced? The one it moves to, or the one it moves from?
I think the one it moves to.
The one it moves to, probably, right?
When this moves, so it'd be the one it moves to.
Yeah.
You could do it on a
Replace-
storm lane. You could do it on a limbo. Like you're like, oh shoot, I played storm. I'm losing this lane. Okay, I need to knock turnover so I can actually play on it.
Yeah. It's just when are you actually going to put this card in your deck, right?
C5.
Oh,
Like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Woo!
Yeah, it is actually a C5 card. You're right. You get Miles Morales. Get him down to 1. Also 5 power.
yeah. And if you don't draw Luke Cage, you can get rid of like negative zone or like any of those stupid locations that screw over C5.
Mhm.
That's a pretty sweet C5 card. C5's in a decent spot right now.
Maybe you cut Luke Cage for him, honestly. That card's pissing me off in C5.
Bro, you got to protect the neighborhood. You got to protect the neighborhood. What the hell, man?
I know. I wish you could protect the neighborhood with 5 power. He only has 4.
Bro, Luke Cage should be a 3/5 though.
That'd be cool if he was. I'd love it. Anyways, I'm pretty pumped for May. I mean, if they stay this way, they're probably going to change them up a little bit. Obviously, they like changing buffing cards. So
I'm kind of with Tucker on Nocturne. I want to say I don't think it's going to be very. Maybe I'm not a big Scarlet Witch believer personally. I mean, just there's too many bad Randy locations. Like they're so bad. Like I feel like it's like 30 to 40 that you don't want to see when you play that card.
30 to 40.
That's what it feels like. There's so many that you just don't want to see. That's just changing from what to what. So. And then sometimes you don't want to change, and then so she's just like a stationary 3/5, I guess. Which I mean, we see it with Black Swan. And like Black Swan's like not getting that much play, and she has a crazy, powerful effect in theory, right? And Nocturne's like sometimes it's going to be great, but sometimes it's going to screw you over too, and it's only a 3/5. So it can move, so the move is big. Like obviously Jeff can move, and that's good, but I don't like that it's Scarlet Witch is the location. I think that's a bad thing.
yeah. I said it's a cool card in theory, but I just don't see that I'm ever going to play it in any deck, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest, I'm just like, it's a cool card, but yeah, where am I going to play this? I don't know.
Like Surfer's already got so many 3 drops, it's pretty clunky there.
Mm-hmm.
C5's in a decent spot. I mean, if you wanted to play her in, I don't know. I mean, because it's like at the end of the day, like the cards that change locations to random stuff are Reality Stone and like Scarlet Witch right now. And you're 100% going to be playing a Scarlet Witch or a Reality Stone because they're cheaper than like a 3 cost.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree 100%. Yeah. All right. Those are the May cards. No big deal. Why don't you tell the people and tell Tucker what this game we play is all about? We'll go into this.
Well, Doug, have you ever watched the pod? We'd like to do a little bit of AI art guessing, and this originally comes from the Snappening, right, kid?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they came up with it originally. We stole it from them, but with permission, of course, and they gave us our blessing. So what the kid does is he summons our robot overlords, and he types in a term to the robot overlords. And he enchants the dark arts. And this term could be any Marvel Snap term. So a deck, Dark Hawk, High Evo, whatever it may be. He puts in a deck into the robot, the AI, and they generate beautiful art for us to enjoy. And me and Tucker, we have never seen any of this art. We have to try to guess what word the kid entered into the system to make it spit out that beautiful image.
Yeah. All right. The first couple are going to be maybe no big deal. We'll describe it. And, Tucker, if you want to as well. But the first couple are going to be for you, Tucker, because they're ones that no big deal's done this a bunch. So he kind of gets it. I have to get some kind of creative to trick him sometimes. But these first ones will be for you because they're a little bit, on ones that he's kind of seen before. Not the same, but like same idea. So I know he'll get them right away. But so you can start with the first couple ones. Then we'll get into some spicier ones.
Okay. Yeah, get a couple warm up ones in for Tucker.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's the first one.
So I'll describe it for the audio listeners, Tucker, because we a lot of Spotify, driving the car to work. So if you are driving to work and listen to this, picture a wasteland Looks like a post-apocalyptic scene. There's explosions going off everywhere. It just looks miserable. Destruction all over the screen. It's dark. There's rain clouds above. That could even be just the smoke from the fire in the middle. Abandoned buildings. Looks like a war zone, and looks like barren. Not a lot of people around to witness this destruction. So Tucker, what are you thinking for this one?
And I will say this is a deck archetype.
Is it a destroy deck?
Yes. That's it. All right. One for one.
He knows.
You got it. All right, we gotta. But that's like the general idea. We'll warm up with some easier ones, and then we'll get into some. The AI does some really, really weird shit a lot of the time, which you'll see. And sometimes it takes me a few minutes to make it spit out a coherent image. All right, this one also is just for Tucker.
Okay, so we have attractive, I want to say woman in an astronaut suit, but she reminds me of the main character in Ex Machina. Have you ever watched that movie? You know how it's like an attractive, like kind of AI robot? She kind of looks like that, you know? So she is creeping me out a little bit, even though, you know, her face has good symmetry and everything. But anyway, so she's an astronaut. You know what I mean? Like Ex Machina, you ever watched that movie? But
Yes, I have.
right. Yeah, so she's got orange kind of jumpsuit on, you know, rocking the Matt Damon Martian outfit there. And yeah, I mean, she looks like she's ready for a fantastic voyage in space. What are you thinking, Tucker? I actually don't know either on this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure what this is either.
You've literally seen this image probably 3 times. This almost exact one. I hate you. It's a deck archetype again.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think I know what it is. Yeah. I know definitely what it is now. Okay, I got it.
It's another deck archetype. If it's gotta, is it good gravy? My mind's blanking. I thought like
okay.
At first I was like mind stone, but like no, like or space stone, but like because it's space, whatever. But
it's a female in an astronaut suit.
Yeah.
I give a hint if you're blanking. We have talked about it on this podcast already.
Oh, we have. Oh, good gravy. I would. I don't know.
All right, I'll give you another clue. We cut Leech from this.
High Evo?
Not High Evo.
Is this Thanos?
No.
We cut Leech from this?
It's close to High Evo, yes. The High Evo kind of type of.
She not.
Yeah, there you
go. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
She
by
not.
the way.
Nice.
It took me a sec too. It took me a sec on that one. Yeah.
Don't worry, no big deal. I've actually seen almost this exact image 3 or 4 times. I don't know how.
You know, these are tricky sometimes. You know, I gotta be one with the robots.
All right, this one's a little weird, and I have a hint on the next slide. The AI spit out some weird images here. I thought it was hilarious.
Tucker, do you want to describe this one for the audio listeners?
Yes.
Okay, so what we got here is 4 different people. I'm gonna say they're people. They could maybe not be people because there is a large man who is either part werewolf or he is just very hairy. Very hairy. We also have someone who kind of looks like a younger Cable, in a way. And then we have a guy who's got red hair, but it's kind of like kind of looks more like fur than hair. And he's got like a nice goatee. He's very gritty. He looks like he's kind of really pissed, doesn't really want to be here. And then we have either one of their daughters or she's actually the captain of this crew. She's got long blonde hair. It looks like she's got fire or fur flowing out of her left arm.
It does
Not entirely sure what it is.
That's great.
And not to mention the guy who does have like the super furry arm in the back. He's really huge and he's really, really wrinkly. Like think of Thanos, but like mixed with a tree because his skin's kind of like textured like bark.
Yes. That's great. It's a great description. That's a great description.
Yeah, you got me thinking about stuff I wasn't even thinking about. I didn't see the hair in the arm until you described it in the description.
it's flowing, bro. He could comb that thing, put a ponytail on it. He could do.
So if he's got hair, I mean, is it a werewolf type of thing then? If he's got hair in his arm, like
I'll give you a hint. Don't worry about any of the hair or what it. It's kind of like the overarching theme of what they are, I guess.
Okay.
The AI had no clue what this was. It's kind of like I don't know if I tell you.
No,
It's
okay.
almost
let's
almost
do
a
guess.
deck archetype.
Let's do a guess before you give hints. Let's airball it once before
All right.
before you start giving hints here. You already gave one, right? So wait, my first impression when I saw it was like Avengers, you know. It just kind of, because the one in the middle kind of looks like Captain Marvel, right? So maybe it's like a, I don't know, like an event, like from the imbalance event, like an.
You're on the right track. You're on the right track. Let me go down to the hint slide here. Tucker, you want to give a guess first before I go?
So before you said the hair doesn't matter, I was gonna be like, it's silky smooth because it's but they look like Guardians, like Guardians Avengers. I think I like the team kind of aspect of it.
Tucker!
Let's go with that for the guess, Tucker. Why don't you fire that in? Let's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy is.
That's it.
Oh,
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Here's the hint. Here's the other Guardians images. Okay. The AI spit out this for Guardians of the Galaxy. I know. I don't know what it was doing.
Is that Star-Lord? Like, is Star-Lord just ate Wheaties or what?
I don't know, dude.
Is that Beast?
I have no clue what the AI was doing, but it's hilarious. This one kind of looks like Rocket Raccoon, you know. Yeah. So, but anyways, you type in Guardian of the Galaxy. This is what AI wants to give you. These kinds of things. So,
I mean, it's in the galaxy, right? So at least it's, they got like, they kind of look like they're in space in the first picture, right?
Yeah.
So. Oh, Tucker, nice guess, man. That was crazy, man. You just got to that right at the end there, the buzzer beater.
Let's go to the next one here.
Okay, so
this is a little more abstract here.
We got some cards on the table. So looks like just standard playing cards. I mean, I'm seeing some hearts and diamonds, but really nice casing on these cards. It's like gold plated, skull on the front. It could be tarot cards. They do look a little bit dark for sure. But totally black background and just like it looks like old playing cards that like rich guys from the Middle Ages are using. Like they're in the 1800s, but like they're rich, like they're royalty. So these are the cards that they play with. And then in the background, there's like a scythe type of weapon here. Also looks very expensive, like I was saying with the rich thing. It looks like somebody with a lot of money made this, like gold tipped. And so yeah, I mean we got a scythe. It's two pictures, so maybe the deck is like two words. I don't know. What do you think, Tucker?
Yeah, it's not a scythe. So if you know that weapon, it's going to give you a big clue.
Okay.
It doesn't even look like you could hold that weapon. I feel like it's sharp on all ends. You would
I was thinking that too. Where do you grab it? You're gonna just really poke your hand and be bleeding like crazy.
It does look like that, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, the AI overlords aren't perfect yet, so.
Well, they can probably handle it. That's the thing. They got robot hands, so like that's not an issue for them. They're just like attach that onto their arm. They're like, all right, we're good. Like, they're not like us mere mortals out here.
Mere mortals.
What do you think? It's a deck archetype, but with some spice. It's like one of the main archetypes, but with some spice from a newer card that was released.
Well, I was thinking Gambit with the cards for some reason. It's probably like I just can't think of any like decks that are running Gambit. But discard with Gambit. No, okay, no,
it's not Gambit, but discard. Yes.
Yeah.
Is it with Corvus?
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Because that's like a glaive.
This is a glaive.
Corvus glaive discard. Nice.
That's it.
Sick. Man, Tucker's crushing this. You're carrying this right now, Tucker. I gotta do that.
Hey, the descriptions are so spot on. It's making it easy to be able to.
Thank you.
Don't compliment him, please. This is horrible descriptions. Oh, there's a different one.
All right, Tucker. Speaking of descriptions, why don't you let the audio listeners know what's going on here?
All right, so what we got over here, if you look at it, which I mean, if you guys are just audio listeners, you can't look at it, but I want you to picture this. Close your eyes while you're driving right now and think of this. Please don't close your eyes while
If
you're
you're in a
driving right
Tesla,
now. If you're in a Tesla. So we got we got 6 people. I can't count. 6 people here in this image. We got a woman who looks like Psylocke a little bit, but more Caucasian. And then we have a Jean Grey-esque woman down the middle, but also kind of looks a little like X-23, like more of an X-23 build, adult X-23, not child X-23. We also have a huge gentleman who looks like an Apocalypse type build before he became looking more facially like Apocalypse. So
he does. That's a good call, man. That's sick.
And then we got another guy to his left, which kind of looks more like Icarus from Eternals a little bit, but he's got more facial hair towards his like goatee area, just as pensive and thinking and aggravated as Icarus normally looks.
Yes.
Then we got an old man Logan, but he's kind of wearing more of a blue instead of black. So like the Wolverine kind of costume, and he's got yellow as more of a secondary color instead of the focal piece. He's gritty, but he's kind of like, so it looks like a Wolverine build, but it's got like an older Magneto kind of face. And then we have another gentleman. His face is very pointed. I would say his eyes are very close to the center of his face. The same with his nose and mouth. He's got a very wide face, but all of his facial features are more towards the middle. Not entirely sure
a scrunchy face.
Who this is. Yeah, he's definitely a scrunchy face.
Yeah.
But it kind of gives me a lot of X-Men vibes. I'm seeing a lot of the X-Men colors going on here.
You guys want to lock it in?
X-Men. It could be an X-Men list, right? It could be. I don't know why I'm going to the stupid imbalance.
Well, there's Psylocke. It looks like a Psylocke, and it looks like a Cable, maybe.
Let's go. Okay, my guess is X-Men, Mr. Negative.
Okay.
It's just X-Men. It's just X-Men.
Yeah,
That's it.
Okay,
That's
Tucker
like
got it.
Pride.
Yeah, Tucker's smashing right now.
Yeah. And in case this was
Well
too
played,
dumb,
Tucker.
I think there was another one here. There's another X-Men. The AI thought this was X-Men too. I don't know if this was supposed to be Wolverine. Or...
That's Oscar Isaac on the left over there. And then that's Cyclops mixed with Blade.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is supposed to be Wolverine on the other side and Jean in the middle. I have no idea.
I think it's Jean and Cyclops for sure, but yeah, the other guy, I don't know if that's supposed to be Wolverine or what.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the Jean Cyclops, Wolverine threesome, but who knows?
The classic love triangle.
All right. I think we only have 2 more left.
Oh.
All right. Well, I mean, there's another really expensive knife and a bunch of cards on the table. So, I mean, our brain obviously is just going to discard again. But, what kind of discard are we talking here? I'm thinking maybe Hella. Maybe it's like a Hella discard type of thing. And there's blood all over the table, by the way, for the audio listeners. We got the same cards on the table, but this time there is splashing blood in action all over these cards. And the owner and the gamer here does not seem to mind that his cards are getting messy. Like that hand is steady and safe and sound. So, that's kind of like what we're dealing with. Yeah, but the reason I say Hella, because I don't know if it maybe like it's like a blood ritual, like hell, like I don't know, like I'm trying to put my mind into the robot, What do you think, Tucker? You got any ideas on this one?
I think Hell is a good idea. I think to be honest, I do think it looks more like red Kool-Aid than blood, but I think the AI might assume it's blood. But it's very, very interesting. I like the discard idea. Of course, like at the same time, I was thinking like some Elsa Bloodstone dagger, but I haven't seen that kind of mix in a minute. But so I like discard.
I didn't think, Elsa Bloodstone, all the blood. That's a good point. But yeah, okay. My guess would be Hella discard.
I mean, Tucker's just crushing this. It's just discard, just regular old discard. That's it. Just AI gives some weird images. All right, and then the last one is probably my favorite one. I like it. I thought it was really it was cool.
Oh, okay. I think I know what this is, but Tucker, you want to describe it for the audio listeners?
So there's a very popular movie out right now. I think it's still in theaters. Dune 2. So like think of desert, sand, but like also think Attack on Titan a little bit. I don't know if you guys have got to the right point in Attack on Titan, which I'm not going to go into too much detail, but so sidebar, just keep that in the back of your mind. I think it's like the end of like season 3, maybe season 4.
But when they see the ocean,
yeah. But think of like a beach, but like someone's built the freaking biggest sandcastle. It could be a bunker, and that's pretty much what we got going on over here.
So
Lisan El Gaib.
I think I know. I think I know what it is. For AOT, Attack on Titan, I just need to watch the last season, but I'm almost caught up on that. But that's a sick show. But I think I know what it is, Tucker. Do you know what it is?
I would say Sandman.
Okay, my guess is ramp, specifically Sandman ramp, right? Because it looks like a ramp. Yeah,
that's it. You got
Sandman ramp. Yeah.
It's Sandman ramp. Yeah, Sandman ramp. That's it. I love it. All right, well, Tucker, you crushed it, man. Well, yeah. Hey,
you were born to do this, Tucker. Man, you crushed that.
That's it. We gotta get you some really tough ones next time. Some of the weird, obscure ones. I try to be nice to the guests, but no big deal. I don't mind looking like an idiot, but that's fine.
Oh yeah.
But hey,
good content.
Yeah. Hey, Tucker, man, I want to say, hey, man, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate your time. Really appreciate you hanging out with us here. Had a good time. I love your energy, dude. You guys got to follow this guy, TUCCRR. Tucker, you stream all the time too, right? Like, what's your schedule? Like, I see you on there all the time.
So I stream all the time. I do have a big announcement on Monday that we'll be just announcing some cool stuff. I don't want to spoil it just yet because we're gonna wait for that. But I do stream pretty much like every single day. I'm trying to get in the habit, maybe taking 1 or 2 nights off a week. But I don't know. I just love streaming. My whole thing is like I like connecting with people. And like my whole entire like purpose, I feel, is to make at least one person smile, because at the end of the day, you don't know how far that smile goes to impact their day. Maybe it's their week or whatever. Like a smile just goes a long way. You don't have to necessarily do something to make their day to make someone smile, but like that little endorphin boost can just have a huge impact on someone. And that's just my whole mindset. You come into chat with me, you come into YouTube, like I treat you because you're one of my friends. We're all part of the kingdom. We're all equals here. We're all homies. There's no one better than another person. We're here to grow together. This is the best community on the internet as well, unless you go on Reddit. Don't go on Facebook either. Those just are horrible places. But yeah, that's just what it is. Like we're all here. We're all part of the kingdom. We're all homies, and yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. And like, hey, how you doing? You're captain. You're heading up Felicity's league too, huh? How's that going?
We are currently in the bottom of the league. But like the matchups we've had some crazy competition. This league is no joke.
Yeah.
We've lost 3-2, 3-2, 1-4, but like the 3-2s could have gone like either way. So they've been really, really close games. No one's really got blown out besides us last week. But it's been really, really fun.
That's fun, man. I honestly I was really wanted to get in on that, but I'm like, I can't commit because I work so much, and I'm like, if it's on me, like the Snap Judge League, that's on me if I don't do it, but I can't let the team down, I can't let the homies down. I couldn't do it. I'm like, oh man, but if I have time next, I want to get in on that. That might be cool. But yeah, hey man, seriously, we really, really appreciate you coming on. You're awesome. No big deal. What do you got to say to the people? Close this out.
Hey, like Tucker said, man, just good to just try to have a good time, be happy, make anybody else smile too, but also, smile to yourself as well, have a good time, enjoy it, check out Tucker's stream, he'll interact with you too, and it's a great time playing Marvel Snap. We love this game. We have a good time, and shout out to the AI overlords, made some beautiful art today. One time, if they ever do take over, hopefully they show us a little bit of mercy, because we did them a solid.
With that, we'll close it out. All right, peace.